showing gratitude and appreciation to all military personnel and those that serve. What a great cause to start the season for our program. Overall, very pleased with the team effort. I thought we had great competitive spirit. Our fans were great. Overall, just a good, solid performance starting the year.
Chris, you want to start us off?
Everybody's going to want to talk about offense, but can you just talk about the defensive intensity from the get-go and the way you guys played together?
Yeah, Cleveland State's different than the other two teams we played. They have downhill driving athletes. And the first couple minutes of the game, they got into the paint. They made a couple tough shots. They banked in an 18-footer or whatnot. I thought our guys then adjusted and kept their bodies in front of the basketball. They supported each other in the gaps. We were much more active off the ball than we had been up to this point. And sometimes you just need game reps to improve on weaknesses. So if you're very intentional and you have an intelligent group, which we do, we should be able to improve every single game, even when we're not playing well offensively or the other team has a good shooting performance or whatever. Just you're trying to build to have the best habits by January, February, and March when it really matters.
And then when you talk about the cohesive, the sharing the ball on offense and how you guys shared it, get me pleased with that.
I would think, absolutely. As far as our unselfishness and sharing the ball, I would grade us at an A-. We have guys that enjoy passing the ball. They've always taken pride in playing the game the right way, and that's not always easy to do when you build a lead and you get a lot of attention for the numbers. And it's, for our team, I don't think anyone was hunting numbers. They were simply trying to take what the game gave them, and that's a good sign. As long as we don't change, then we should be able to score on most nights.
In the front with Tony?
Yeah, Dusty, 68.4% shooting. I mean, I know you can't always control when the ball goes in the bucket, right? But just that's the second highest percentage in Michigan history. Just, I guess, the quality shots from on night one.
Yeah, I thought our guys made a big time adjustment since Toledo, as far as finishing around the rim, having more power, more explosion, more determination. You can call it what we've worked on some things technique wise, but more than anything else, I think our guys were just determined to get the ball in the hole. Cleveland State's physical, they're athletic, so that's a nice, pleasant surprise that our guys are able to correct that from one game to the next. And there's sometimes the ball just doesn't go in, it squirts out or whatever the case. And so each night we have to take what the game gives us. Tonight they were staying at home on our shooters, and we were able to convert around the rim. I thought we drove the ball well too. We drove through contact, we finished strong, and we're going to need to do that on certain nights that the teams don't collapse on penetration.
And then one on Danny Wolf. I think I remember in the offseason you guys said you knew he was good, but then once you got him, you really saw. I mean, felt like he kind of really flashed everything tonight. Is this what you're talking about?
He's still getting comfortable in the new system, new environment. A lot of our guys are, and he's just scratching the surface. He can shoot the three. He handles it like a guard. He passes it better than most guards. And defensively, he's made a real intentional effort to sit down and guard the basketball with determination. And then seeing him on the offensive glass, he had 4 of them tonight. Wow, 4 offensive rebounds, 9 defensive rebounds. That's something that going forward we're going to need.
Cleveland State crushes the board hard, but you guys were able to kind of take advantage and get out and run. Is that kind of the give and take? I mean, they got some offensive rebounds, but you guys were able to kind of get out and run.
100%. Early in the first half, that was the message to the team. One of the first couple timeouts, they're crashing. Their guards are pressing, and their bigs are going to the glass like crazy. I mean, they were physical, and we said if we can secure it, we're out. But if we can't, and they do score, even on second one, if we just get it out quick, we're going to have an open 3 or get it up the floor quick. It's a give and take. Everything we do in this game is a give and take. But when we went back and looked at the offensive rebounds at halftime, we weren't disappointed. There were a couple times we had good late emergency switches. Our guards got into the legs of the big, and he just happened to have a size advantage. I do think our guys adjusted later in the first half, and the basketballs that were going to Cleveland State, we came in and just got a fingertip on them. And usually it's 5-on-2 or 5-on-3 anyway. So I do think our guys are learning some of the nuances of how we play on the fly.
And then would you have been surprised if somebody told you that Vlad's first points as a Wolverine would put you guys up 44 late in the second half? I mean, was that just kind of the night it was everyone contributing?
Yeah, I would be shocked if you told me Vlad's first basket would put us up 44. But I just told Brian that I think Vlad was probably the invisible player of the game. But those threes we got late were because of his pressure he put on the rim. I thought defensively, his rim protection was huge for us. He blocked several, he changed several, and that's something that he hasn't consistently done over his career. And going forward, if he can protect the rim like he did tonight and be that type of presence, the scoring's going to come. The efficiency he plays with. I do think there were a couple times when the ball found him and he was really excited. So after tonight, I think he'll be more, I guess, acclimated to all this. But he's so unselfish. He's such a great teammate, and he was happier for his teammates than anything tonight.
In the back middle with Kellen.
Coach, speaking of everybody contributing, the bench was incredible tonight. 47 points to Cleveland State's 28. 3 guys in double figures, including Will Cheddar, made his first 2 shots off the bench. Casey was really good taking this guy off the dribble. How important is it to establish that depth right away in these November games before heading into the gauntlet that is Big Ten play?
Once again, every game, every possession, every game, every 4-minute we call mini games. There's so many learning lessons, and the thing that we've stressed with Will in practice is he's such a physical presence. He's got to eliminate the fouls that are based on frustration. Maybe he crashed and didn't get the ball, and he horse collars the guy, or whatever the case, because he loves contact and he plays with reckless abandon. But our message to him is we need him to be able to play with aggression without having to worry about foul trouble. And we intentionally put him back in early in the first half to see if he could make that adjustment to play really intelligent basketball. 2 fouls, and he did. Everything he's doing now is a shock to no one in our program. He does this every day in practice. And you look at his stats over the summer and the fall, he shoots with efficiency. He's the same guy every single day. And it's nice to see him rewarded in the games. He's going to have some big moments for it this year because he puts in the work, and he's a good basketball player.
Andrew.
Hey, Justin, two things. First of all, Ruben's status. What is
Day by day, he's feeling better each day. Ruben's been bit with some random injury bug, type of issues. And our response to all of this is always good. This is good for us because this will keep him fresher longer. This will allow us to get fat more minutes when maybe Ruben would have had those minutes. So him being out, he'll be back soon. Him being out is probably really a real positive thing for those young guys, though, to get these significant rotation minutes, not minutes late in the game. But yeah, he's close. We've had a lot of just kind of random injuries and illness, and none of them are long-term, thankfully, but yeah, he'll be back soon.
And then, I mean, the offense, like the threes, the dunks, the transition, is this what it looks like? Sort of, is this the optimal offense for you?
Yeah, we'd like to do this every night. I don't think we're going to, but yeah, this would be ideal to we'd like to get the highest. I think this is the 2nd highest field goal percentage in the history of the program. We'd like to get the highest, but we're not going to be able to count on that. We have to be able to find different ways to win each night when the ball's not going in. That was the message before the game. We shot it pretty well in our exhibitions, and we're not always going to be able to count on that. So are we going to be gritty enough to find the second shots, to dominate the shots each night where we get more and more possessions? We've got to do a better job taking care of the basketball, though. We are a little bit loose right now. Some of it's learning to play with each other. Some of it is some carelessness. So that's probably the one thing we have to clean up quickly. It's as the schedule gets extremely difficult with Wake Forest on this weekend.
Far left with Steve.
Steve, if I could ask you too, could you feel and hear the appreciation from the fans of the brand of basketball your team played tonight?
Yes, usually I don't hear anything. Sometimes if it's deafening, your ears start buzzing, your head starts buzzing because it's so loud. I do think that our fans appreciated the way our guys played the game tonight, and that's something that we talk about even late in the game, that unselfishness and spirit and passion that you play with, you don't ever turn that off, and that's why we told them before the game today, this place probably will be half full tonight. And by the next month, because of the way we play and the way we interact with each other and the way we represent Michigan, we want it to be full. We'll give them a month.
And with Ruben not able to play one of your starters, and with Vlad probably having what will be a season low of 2 points and 2 rebounds, and still having an overwhelming win against a team that has done really well the last couple of years, what does that say about this team?
It's what we thought. We have, I don't want to say parity because we have so many good players that have done it before and proven they. And then our young guys are probably ahead of schedule with certain parts of their game. It just says that every night we could have a different guy step up and be our best player. But yeah, we have a long way to go though. Long way to go.
We got time for a few more. Tom?
Yeah, Dusty, you bring the 1964 team back, 60 years. Is this gonna be part of your program of engaging with past players? I know quite a few past players and they wanna be involved, and how important is that to your program?
This is their program, all former players. It's not my program. I'm ecstatic to be a small piece of it. Our players, they want to make the guys that wore the jersey before them proud. That's part of being connected to something great, and we all know the University of Michigan is something great. So yes, we want to connect with the former players. We love having them back. We love hearing their stories. We couldn't believe that team had such a bond 60 years later. But it was special to see all those guys at practice yesterday sitting together. A lot of them had their wives. They were interacting like they were sitting in the dorms 62, 63 years ago. So it was great to have them
And
back.
on that note, my friend Richard Ralpher, who played on the 86 team, I got a text from Cassie Russell, wished he was here, and he seems to be really engaged with your program, so
Wow.
I wanted to let you know that.
Well, we're very proud to play in the house that Cassie built. So.
Got time for two more. We'll go Jonathan and then Megan.
You talked a lot about getting your players acclimated, but at a new environment for you as well. Can you take us through that and some of your moments tonight?
Once a game is tipped, or even before the game, it's the same. It's routine focus, trying to run through your mental checklist, trying to be mentally prepared for what's next. So I don't notice a lot. Like I said, late in the game, I heard the fans really erupt a couple times on hustle plays, which is awesome for our fans to be knowledgeable and recognize the right things, the unselfishness, the passion, the toughness plays that our guys made. I guess probably the butterflies happen more at 3 or 4 a.m. more than they do on game day for me. So yeah, I woke up more frequently last night than usual thinking about the game. So that's probably my way of having butterflies.
Megan?
Going back to Danny Wolf a little bit, he led all scorers, 13-point double-double, and also no fouls. What did you like about his efficiency and also his discipline?
Well, he stayed in front of the ball. He was in good position. I thought he communicated his switches, and then finishing possessions with defensive rebounds but yeah, we're big around there. There were a couple times the staff and I were sitting there and we looked on the floor and said, man, we look like a big physical team, and if we can play with great discipline and be just positionally sound, then we should be able to protect the paint. And then I do think our shot contests were much better tonight than they have been the last couple exhibition games.
Coach, thank you very much for your time.
Thank you guys for being here.